KAPOW Lesbian here. This is another incredible, amazing client fun party that we're going to be having with the incredible, amazing Anne. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. I love client fun party. Let's
Well,
do
it's
it.
got to be a client fun party because I don't want to work with stink ass clients. Dude, you have been an absolute freaking rock star, a pleasure to work with. And for all of those listening and watching right now, you're probably like, what the heck is just happening? So, Ian and I are going to have a chit chat back and forth about his transformation, about his life, about his business, about his marriage, about some really cool things that are happening. And I want all of you to watch behind the scenes. There are zero questions prepared here, but what I do want you to look for is I want you to look for yourself in Ian's story because I know that he's incredible. I know that he's amazing, and it's been an absolute pleasure walking alongside him. And I'm just going to have some fun talking with you. You ready, Ian?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Dude, as I said, there are zero questions prepped and ready to go right now. But if you could look back at Ian before walking the KAPOW pathway, how would you describe him, dude?
Oh my gosh. You know what's crazy is some version of me today, or probably farther in the future, like jumped in and started talking to that guy back then. It's become easier to go forwards. Like thinking back to that moment. I mean, this is 6 months ago now, 7 months ago, 8 months ago.
Mhm.
Um, I was in the middle of like intentionally breaking and rebuilding everything.
Mm,
From like literally my face, like my mouth to the business. And
yeah.
so I think at that point, man, I had surgery in September. That was like March. So we're 6 months in.
Uh-huh.
And I think I was like getting to this position where I was like, okay, I know I have a lot to change. I have a lot that I want to do during this time period. And I feel like I'm behind and like slowing down and getting stuck and I need a breakthrough. Like I think I reached out to you with the like ask of like, hey, I'm like aware that I like need a breakthrough here and you keep coming to mind. Like I feel like it's time for us to jump in and do that. Like I think I always knew in the back of my head, like when it's time for that, Liz will be here and we will just do it. And so like yeah, February, March of this year, it was like, hey, it's the season, it's the time to have a breakthrough. Let's go jump in with Liz.
Dude, I remember those conversations when, like, before we actually officially started. And I remember saying to you, what is it? Like, what would make it a win for you? Do you remember what you said was going to be a win?
I absolutely do because it still remains my like core moving win desire is a high score. I call it high score with each of our
Uh-huh.
brands. So we manage a portfolio of e-commerce brands. And
Mhm.
like my dream scenario is as we build out the team and the infrastructure and the process is I want all of the brands high scoring at the same time over and over again. Like to me,
Mhm.
that's what good looks like for our business. High score as defined by revenue and net income.
Uh-huh.
I want both. I don't
No,
I don't want to just have top line growth. I want to make sure it comes out to the bottom. High scores everywhere.
absolutely. And high scores in your marriage and high scores in your
Of
personal
course.
sense of self and all that sort of stuff. So I've got to ask you a question. What were some of the most surprising things that you felt along the journey? And I know that like within a week you were like, holy crap. And then within 3 weeks you were like, I cannot believe that it's only been like, I know that you were like, this is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
talk to that.
Sure. It was not anything that I expected. I didn't really have expectations coming in, and I think we entered it with the position of like full surrender. I trust you. Just like you give me your best. What are we doing? Like I didn't enter with this like, well, I expect that Liz is going to do this, and this. And so when we jumped into the beginning of our calls, I was like, almost like, this is what we're doing. Okay, this is new, like, which is good. I was like, this is new and different, and like, I don't know. And I think coaching, and then I swear, dude, so that's like that first week. 3 weeks later, there was an unlock. I get chills. Like there was an unlock. You talk about breakthrough, and everything started coming to me with ease. It was just happening. It was aligning. And I was like, okay, this is like undeniable. Like, I don't know how to explain this. I was like telling everybody, I was like, oh my gosh, like literally, one person on my team has an idea. The next hour, I get an introduction from somebody else who's like, you need to talk to this person who's like selling me on doing the ops audit idea. And then like that unlocks the net. And I swear so much of it right before this, you used the word like allow, let go. So much of it was like allowing it
Yeah.
to happen. And then like all of a sudden it just like showed up. And I know that that sounds so far-fetched maybe. but that is the only way to describe it. It was the opposite of force. It all just came to be.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if it, I thank you. Thank you for being so raw, real, and honest. Because sometimes it is actually hard to describe what it is, like this transformational pathway. If you could describe, though, in a nutshell, what working with me and KAPOW did for you, what would that be?
Yeah, for sure. The simplest sentence that comes to mind is helping me connect with my future self now. Like getting to build a relationship with the future me in the present. Like getting so aligned and intuitively connected to the future version of me and allowing that to guide all of my decision making and almost like letting go and allowing that
Mm,
instinct to kind of drive and just follow that. That was the biggest, like most immediate shift, dude. And that was the piece I didn't expect. When we started working on some of this, I was like, okay, sure. Like I've never done this. This is interesting. Like I thought you were gonna give me like business strategy, you know, like I thought we were gonna do like, and so we start doing this, and I swear I'm listening, I'm in my flow every morning, I'm like getting, and then like throughout every day, things would just show up that I'm like, okay, cool, like that's a coincidence, cool. And then eventually there's enough volume of it or significance of the coincidence that I'm like, that really feels like delivered. Like that feels like being in this state is greasing the wheels. I like the word flow. Everything felt like flow, flow, flow. It's my word of the year, flow. You know, that's what it felt like.
and you're married with currently an amazing one on the way. No, not on the way. Sorry, an amazing one. Um, what transformation has your wife seen in you? Like, what have her comments been in
Oh
terms of the
man,
yeah?
that's a really tough question. I wish I could like pull her in and be like, hey, Alicia, what do you what do you think the last few months has been like? Dude, I mean, so our whole life has changed. Like so dramatically. We were living in Florida. We live up in Pennsylvania right now, in a different house than we're in now. So we were living in Florida, looking to buy a place down there. We spent like 4 months down in Florida, just like exploring, feeling it out. We're like, it was equal parts recovery from quarter 4. I was like, let's do like a little bit of a de-stress and get our wellness game up, let's get some sunlight, and also exploring like where we want to live next, you know? So from then till now, we bought a house back up north from Florida without seeing it. We made all these hires in our business, built an entire C-suite, rebuilt the entire business, and like made all these really I'll say aggressive moves. Aggressive because they're large, but they didn't feel big. They felt like we must. This is it. This is it. It was again that energetic connection of like, how are we not going to get this house? Like, how do we not get this? Of course, we're going to make these aggressive hires. And so we recently found out. I'm not answering your question at all, but we recently found out that my wife is pregnant. And the crazier part about it, which I'm
I'm
so
so glad
excited.
you're going here. I'm so glad.
Alicia and I, for years, have joked, aka manifested, joked about having twins. Like I literally have videos of me years back speaking to my future twins saying, hey guys, it's January 2021, and I just doing this video to tell you that I know that we're gonna have twins, right? So spoiler alert, we are in fact having twins. So like we were planning to have one, we're getting two. And so all these moves that we've been making and the speed at which we operated, I credit all of it to connecting to the future self, and the future self being like, hey man, you might not realize this yet, but twins are coming. So like do all this stuff now, so that by the time you get there, everything will become easier. So Alicia's actually about to step out of the business this month because we're like, hey, let's hand off your work. Let's give you the complete total space and freedom so that we get to go down to Florida. We have a few months, soak it up. Your question was, what would she say? I think she would say that I'm weirdly, like, this is a contrast, focused in business, present in family. And I say that with the caveat that for the past 7 days, I have been the opposite of present with family because it's like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and it's been an absolute like shit show. But I would say that over the course of that, it has been this balance of We're moving really quick and hard in business. And then there's also this space that we've created for ourselves. That's really cool. Yeah, it's literally, dude, it's what I describe in my life story. I talk about, like, it's wild. It's wild to be here 6 months later and be like, wow, there's so much of that is now true, that now exists here. Yeah.
How would you describe yourself as a leader to your team now as compared to before?
Okay. Always working to improve, but taking so much more of a, I don't want to say this negatively, but like commanding position of like stepping into that leadership role, where I think in the past I was almost, I don't know if reluctant is the right word, but like slower, smooth. And I think that it's become this elevation for me of like, okay, I made all these big hires, I've got these leaders, like I need to lead these leaders, which requires me to step up in a big way. And it's crazy because I talked about this past week. We had the absolute worst case scenario going into this weekend, like, so we run Shopify brands. One of our Shopify stores like basically imploded. We had to push a new theme. Thank God we had a contingency plan and have been developing in the background. But like Wednesday before Thanksgiving, we had to roll out a new theme on our biggest store, which for anybody who doesn't know what that means, you basically like, that's like if you were in retail and you're like, our store burned to the ground, tomorrow's the biggest day of the year. Why don't we build a new one overnight, right? So it's crazy to see how much stress that created as like a force multiplier of like, we must do this. And I think that fostered this like, okay, everybody's immediately fitting into roles because we don't have the choice. Like, we don't have the option to slow down and do this, like, and it just all clicked. And I was like, wow, we have so much more leverage than I realized. Like, the fact that we were just able to pull all of this off is insane to me. The goal that I said at the beginning of the year, we were working together to build a $100 million team. And like this past week, I felt that. And I was like, fuck yes. Fuck yes. Like, I think in the beginning, I was getting acclimated to it, improving consistently. And then this past week, it was like, I need to unleash the version of me that is in the future now, or we are fucked. Like, I need to get there now. And it just clicked. And I'm like, oh, we're never going back. We're never going back. Why would we ever do it a different way? This is amazing. There's so much value here. We're like all syncing together as a unit. I'm like, fuck yeah. So it's crazy. It's been a big development. And I think, honestly, dude, why did we wait to do the call today? I think I had to like go through all that to be able to close the loop on like, this is fucking serious. Like what we put together in the past 6 months is fucking serious.
Yeah.
Mike, can I curse on this?
Sorry?
Can I curse on this? I already did 10 times. All right, cool.
Say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
I like to ask out of respect.
I want you to be all of you on this. This
Cool.
is just freaking incredible. Dude, what is possible for Ian now?
Oh man, it's crazy because we definitely tested the limits of my beliefs this week, which is why I like to play business. In my life story, I literally, and I'm assuming that people have context to that. If not, we can give it to them. But in my life story recording, I literally say like the purpose of business is to challenge and push the limits of your beliefs. So like this past weekend, we broke through some limiting beliefs, like in a big way of like, oh my gosh, doom and gloom, doom and gloom. Yesterday, set a high score on revenue high score on Cyber Monday, $220 something thousand on one store. And I'm like, wow, the fact that we did that after how the week started, like, I'm not kidding. We were so deep and buried. Like, it was basically like all the prep. It was just like, why don't we delete all of the prep work in an instant? And you have to figure this out on the fly in like 72 hours. What is possible moving forward? Oh my gosh, I don't know if I've slowed down enough to think about it, but I will tell you what, the ceiling of where my beliefs are has raised tremendously. Now I'm asking myself the question of like, all right, cool. Like, if we can do that, why are we not trying to push more? Like, why are we not just doing that every day? Like why not? Like, I think the targets that I was setting, I'm like, I think I could just double those. Like, if we're capable of pulling this off, why don't we just try to do more? Because I would have never chosen to go through what happened. If it was like a choice, it's like silver platter. I'd have been like, no, we're not. That's crazy. We're hosting Thanksgiving nonetheless. No fucking way. Now that it's happened, I'm like, oh, that's really valuable. I didn't realize we could do all of that. Now that I know we can do that, we're just going to move faster everywhere. So it all feels like meant to be. And I think the most fun part for me about it, dude, is like, because there's such a connection with the future, when shit hits the fan, I am like, you know me, I can get pretty like direct firm. I think up until this week, I like leading up from October 1 till like now, I'm like, hey guys, by the way, like we need to, in the midst of the chaos, I was like, simple, easy, loving, fun, like not even trying. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is great. Are you kidding me? Like, we are gonna have such a good comeback story. I am so fucking stoked, and nobody's gonna believe this. We're not even gonna remember how shitty and painful it was to be in the middle of this. It was fun. It was fun to like go through it as a team. I think it was a massive bonding experience too. Like I have a lot of people, some are new to ecom, some are existing ecom, some have been here, some are like brand new. So it was cool to, I actually think it would have been so shitty to put this team together and then we just roll into Q4 and it's just like everything falls into place and like magic and works. That would have been so shitty. I'm so grateful that it literally was worst case scenario. And then we proved to everybody, doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't mean that we can't just fix it and make it better. So it's been a treat. It's been a treat. I haven't slept. I haven't slept in a week. I don't fucking care. I feel amazing. It's so cool.
This is incredible, dude. So for for context, for those listening and watching right now, simple, easy, loving, and fun is protecting yourself, and it's a framework that Ian and I were talking about regularly on our calls. Do you remember the other word that we were talking about, dude?
Ease.
Enlightened,
Ease.
aligned, simple experience. So on a weekly basis, alongside the frameworks, alongside the foundations that we built together, alongside all that, there was repeated messaging of simple, easy, love, and fun, ease, simple, easy, love, and fun, ease. And were you simple, easy, love, and fun? I guess, what does this mean to you now? Like as a framework, as a belief system, as something for your future, what does it mean to you now?
So the best way that I could describe both is they are feelings. They're as much as we could break them down into acronyms and the logic of the words. It is a feeling. It is more a state of being. Actually, is probably the way that I would describe it. It is a beingness where like I can almost when we go through that, and even when you say it, it's like my mind and body can recall what that means and how to be that way. And like in an instant, it's like, oh yeah, I totally forgot for a second that this can just be simple, easy, loving, and fun. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be a shit show. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be stressed. Like we can enjoy this, you know? So yeah, I think it's a clicking and instant allowing of that state to be.
Dude, I it has been an absolute, and I mean this to the depths of my being. It has been a pleasure working with you and alongside you. This has just been so much amazing fun. I've got a question for you. Who are you?
Oh, I am now. And I am a genius, motherfucker.
Okay,
You were
so
waiting for me to say that, huh?
yeah, I was. So for context there, everyone, well, do you want to tell people what that means? Out of the mouths of babe is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you want me to do both?
Yeah,
Ah,
please.
fuck it, I'll do both. Yeah, of course. I am now. So my name is Ian, and Liz was helping to put together like an acronym for Ian, and I remember the moment we were like stumbling on like, oh, I am like maybe an N word. Oh man, going back and forth, beating it up, and I swear you're like, dude, I have it. I've got it. It is this. I cannot wait. And I'm like sitting there like, oh my God, what is it? What is it? And we keep going. And thank you for allowing me to like figure it. And then it clicked, and both of us looked in the eyes and were like, I am now. Oh my God. It's so to me, it's such a centering statement. If I'm ever to get a tattoo, like I'm just going to get that tattoo because to me, it's like the reminder. I am now. I am now. So that's that piece of it. The I am a genius side was my own internal resistance to accepting that, allowing that. I don't know. I think it was, and thank you for calling that out and helping me work through and you communicating that to me that you saw that from the outside perspective and then me being like I don't know, I don't want to throw that label on me. So getting to a spot now where I'm like, no, I am a genius. Doesn't mean anybody else isn't. I'm a genius, motherfucker. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course I am.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I could talk with you for hours and hours and hours. I know you haven't slept. If you could, but I do want to ask you a couple more questions and then we'll finish up because this is just, I just wanted people to
Take your
know and
time.
feel
This is
dancing.
life-giving to me. This gives me
Oh,
life. I love it.
good. Well, thank you so much, dude. Like, wow, 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 wow. If you could describe what your experience working with me has been, like, just like if you were to describe it to people here, how would you say that?
Man, in a word, it started out different, which I know that that sounds like, oh, different. Is that good or bad? It's not, it's different. And because of that, it opened up new opportunities that I didn't previously have. It was not the same as what I had done. And I think that alone opened this door and this path to be like, hey, you can go over here and walk this way. And then the word of the year when we did the exercise that I chose was flow. And I
Mhm.
think that that connecting with the future self
Mm,
allowed me to step into flow more consistently, right? So
mhm,
literally starting out by being like, we're not going with business strategy, logic, like getting that mind body state of being connected to the future brought flow to the present. And that just made everything else so much easier. Like and I know that that sounds so like crazy and parabolic and like what does that even mean? It's so challenging to explain other than things came to me. I didn't feel like I was forcing them. I felt like I got to a spot where my efforts were attracting in what needed to happen next, and then I let it happen. Um, yeah, yeah. The entire experience of working together was like this consistent centering back to this being. Like I feel like we would break and I would like go out in a week and things would happen and it'd be some of that like, oh my gosh, magical click. And then I'd be like, ah, fuck, I'm wound up. And we get on a call and it'd just be this recentering moment where I would like, I swear at half our calls, I'd just giggle and I'd be like, oh my God, I forgot. I forgot this week. I don't know how. I literally fucking forgot. And thank you for remembering or reminding me so I could remember. And then everything opens up again. I know that that sounds bizarre. I'm aware, but that is what it is.
It sounds magical. It sounds amazing. It sounds blissful. And it sounds to me like something that a lot of entrepreneurs think that they want to experience but don't know how. And it's been really fun working with you, a person who is a high achiever, a person who is massively like a genius, a Virgo, a high, like go 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 go, black and white thinker. It's been incredible because you incredible. Like you want massive results, you expect massive results, and now you can tap into a different energy, a different vibration, a different way of being, but have a solid foundation as well. Because I don't want people to misconstrue here that this is all airy fairy horse crap
Yeah.
because it ain't. There's systems and tools and processes behind the scenes as well, right?
Oh my God. I think I've gotten so curious to it because like once you experience it, experiential understanding is very different than analytical understanding. You could tell anybody, but to experience it, I'm like, well, I can't unexperience that. Now that I know this, not going to do it a different way. I've gotten so curious around like the psychology, neuroscience of all of this, and it all lines up. It all makes sense. I'm like, so there is a backing rooting in science. And I love you do such a phenomenal, wonderful job of creating it as an experience for someone. It is not like I'm going to teach you the psychology of this. It is I'm going to get you to be and to immerse you into this experience because it is a feeling connection. And it's like once you have that, like again, sometimes I do need to be reminded. Sometimes I get out of state and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot. And I'm like, oh wait, we're
Mm,
back.
mm,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
So yes, like thank you massively for helping me to achieve that because I cannot, if I reflect back before we work together, I'm like, this didn't exist. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm attracted to energy. Like I have that like natural instinct attraction to what I label as energy. Like there's an energetic, this is like that elevated. There's an elevated version of that where I'm like, ah, I'm just so much more connected to it. Yeah. Thank
It's
you.
amazing. Oh, thank you. Like, honestly, this has been a win-win situation. I have loved it. I mean, seriously, it's just been a joy to work with you and alongside and walk alongside you because I wasn't ahead. We were walking there, we were walking together, and we had some fun. Like a lot of fun. I freaking loved it. So a lot of people are probably sitting there right now going, dang, this is incredible, this is amazing. And then they'll have some limiting beliefs around whether this will work for them. Can you speak to those limiting beliefs for that person right now?
Fuck yeah, I absolutely would love to. I think at some level, you have to ask yourself if you think that that limiting belief is going to get you what you would like. And the instant that you realize that it won't, you have a choice to make. You can keep believing it, or I would say let go of it. Like to me, it is a deleting. It is a letting go and elimination so that you can get back to a state and then trust and move in that state. Like for me, it is I have to release the inhibition. This is not serving me. I'm not going to get here if I believe this. And I think the fun part for me, this is where I fucking love this topic. We don't fucking know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything. You do not know if that belief is true. And so in that moment, you have a choice. Do you want that to be true, or do you want a different belief to be true? That's what works for me. Is like the more consistently I can choose the beliefs that I would like and that serve me, the faster things come because I stop hitting the friction of the limiting belief and slip into the flow of the belief that allows me to move and achieve what I would like to. So I know that sounds simple. I genuinely believe it is that simple. Which belief will get you to where you'd like to go? Allow that belief to carry you there. That's it.
Yes. Okay. So a lot of people listening and watching this right now, a couple of final questions. And I know I said that before, but this is just, this is good.
Yeah.
People, at the end of the day, people go, hey, I want more money. More money will, from an egotistical standpoint, more money will get me more A. More money will get me more of whatever they want. So, but in business, I just want to talk about how your business feels financially, how your business feels in terms of overall compared to before. Let's go.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Such a good topic. Like, here's a question that I'll pose. How do you like take massive risks but feel like more comforted at the same time? Because like I feel like that's to me, yes. I think this is a game that we're playing to hit high scores. I use the word high score because to me it's like a video game. I'm like, these are numbers on a screen. Like nobody's showing up with like a palette of fucking US dollars. These are numbers on a screen. It's like it's all fake to me. Like literally US dollars are fake. Money is fake. We're generating value. It's a fun game to play. It's very rewarding. We can find ways to do it that are mutually beneficial. I love that creation moment where it's like you get something great, I get something great. Like we all net benefit. So yeah, dude, like as much as money is the measuring stick at times, I love the feeling of I know that regardless of what we put on the P&L this month, we are growing faster than I ever have, and we are accruing value that I did not have the ability to accrue previously. And that is going to shake out to be a massive boatload of cash that, yeah, we'll have fun with, of course, and we'll keep pushing the limits. But to me, having I don't know if it's confidence or just like, it's a calmness, dude. It's a calmness. It's like,
And being you
this
are you
is,
now.
yeah, this is chaotic. It's risky. I wouldn't have done it in the past. And now I am doing it with ease, with comfort, in flow. I'm loving every fucking moment of it. It's great. I'm like, this is just fun. It's energetically filling me up. I get to step in and I leave with more energy than I started. And to me, that's more valuable than the money. And I swear that that is what attracts the money the most.
I'm so glad you said that. Yes, 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 and yes. Oh, dude. Okay. So you're gonna be like Papa Ian with 3 kids here very
Yep.
soon. 5 years from now, where are you? Where
Oh
are you?
man.
What's happening?
All right, we have an oceanfront property in Neptune Beach, Florida. There are 3 of us. We've got 2 dogs. We wake up every morning. We have a loft morning routine space that we start our day in. Alicia and I visualize this in bed. I can't say all the time, but multiple times. And we run our business there as well as our family. And the way that I view it is we're all working independently together to push each other to be the best versions of ourselves. I don't even know if I care. Like, it's not that I don't care. Of course I care. I'm agnostic of what everybody chooses to do. I just want us all to pursue excellence together in our respective crafts. So yeah, 5 years from now, man, I'm waking up. I'm getting a cup of tea. I'm sitting on the deck watching the sunrise with our kids. We're all like meditating together, starting our day off in a nice Zen state. And then we get to all go do things that that we love and challenge us. And then we get energy from. Yeah, business is also fucking crushing it, obviously, in that state. You know what I mean? Like that's of course it is. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. It goes without saying. It goes without saying.
Yeah.
You've reached the point.
Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy? You asked me when I'm going to be in 5 years. I almost didn't say anything about business. Is that wild to you? That was wild to me. The instant you asked that, I'm like, I'm like very business focused, like most of the time. Yeah, so cool, dude. I can see that. I can walk through that house. And it didn't exist prior to working together. Like this house in my mind did not exist, and I can walk through it right now. I know it's coming, and I'm patient. It doesn't have to happen. I don't care. It doesn't matter when it happens. It's coming, and when I get there, it'll be great. Until then, we'll enjoy the path.
My heart is beating with so much joy. I can't wait to come visit you in your new house. Like, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna meditate with you, and we'll be zen, and I'll be like Auntie Benny, or I don't know, Aunt Liz, or I don't even care what they call me. Aunt KAPOW. Let's do that. I don't freaking know. Dude, any final words? People are listening, watching right now. They want more out of life. They're unfulfilled. You know what they're feeling like. They know that they're capable of more. Is there anything more that you just know in your spirit that you want them to hear and feel from you?
Yeah. One word, it's remember.
Mm.
Whatever, I think it's honestly whatever the thing that when I said the word remember popped into your head that you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I need to be like centered and focused and present on this. Because to me, I think that's the single greatest shift, that like that's the tipping point of the shift. Whether it is, okay, like remember our goal for this month. Remember that the twins are coming. Remember that we're going to build this house. Remember the future version of yourself who created all of that. Like, remember what is coming next. And the word remember to me, you can remember the past. You start to feel it. Feel what's coming next. Get aligned to it. Because I think that level of alignment pulls it in so much faster. It just allows it to happen because you're not tied down by what has happened. You are living in what is going to happen next. And that's what makes it go.
Thank you so very much for spending this time with me, for sharing your love, your joy, your happiness, your success, your family, your future with us here. I love you. I love you. I love you. And you've just been such a pleasure to work with.
Love you too, dude. Infinitely grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.